Her background is
But-
nerd.
Darren should have gone to school here instead of Cutter because you are a devil. I can tell you that right now. A minute.
She
early.
rolls in like she's a Hollywood movie star now. She just here, hey, she's just here for the camera.
I guess I tooted.
No hard-hitting questions here. Yeah,
Shall
but-
we talk about my one-sentence resignation?
Well, here we are again, Spilling the Tea, Studio D, the road show. We are in Helena, I guess, officially.
Officially Helena,
Okay,
Arkansas.
yeah, because we came the back way, and of course, Candace, she got a weak bladder. I'll just say it that way. She said, if we get to a gas station, and then she
stop
said,
I was like, yes, Marvel, let's
Yeah,
stop.
just
There's
Don't
a
buy
gas
any
station.
chicken yet.
Yeah.
It's too early.
she
Okay.
said,
Best chicken.
it's not an emergency. So I knew we had at least another 5
Well,
miles.
that was 30 minutes before that, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, man, if there's a gas
Yeah.
station in Marvel,
No,
we got
once-
to stop.
Once you get
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
at 40.
Yeah.
But
you
he
gotta
talks
wait.
about my bladder, but he had to
Hey,
go before
what-
we left.
Once you hit
Felt
disco,
Well,
you
that
know
was
what
good.
I'm saying?
He's been trained well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's why I'm trying to take care of it on the front end. And hey, was I the only one that had to go?
No, I said I'm going while
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all, anytime we stop, I'm going to go.
Yes,
because
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to
That's
have to
smart.
stop.
Two
lady.
things I've
Yeah.
learned really with Candace on this road trip show is if she's got to pee, let her pee.
Exactly.
And
And if I
don't,
need to eat,
yeah, she
Better
carries
let
a
me
sack of
eat.
food this big now. We saw her one day,
You got a
and the
snack.
crew can attest to this. She got angry.
yeah.
Hangry.
Listen,
Oh.
he won't stop to let me eat, so I had to bring snacks. 'cause
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
doesn't eat. And
Because-
I'm like,
Smart.
how do you not
Hey.
eat?
Because
She eats like a 500-pound sumo wrestler.
No, I do
does.
not. No,
Yeah,
I
She
do
has
not.
a high metabolism.
eat-
and
that's what
Or
I
it's
was
I
saying.
really
eat
good genes.
little bit
some really good genes.
every
My
couple
theory
hours, 3 hours
is
or
she's
so.
got a huge tapeworm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sounds
That's
good.
what I'm thinking.
That's
So
what I say.
That's what I think. But,
you can
know,
give me some.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, we're,
Oh
that
my
tapeworm.
gosh, this podcast
I-
just went off the rails.
name one that hasn't.
Well,
right?
that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't think
That's
we're up
true.
for an Emmy anytime
No.
soon.
Well, we might get an
You
Emmy.
know,
We
I don't
might get
think
one.
so,
Yeah,
you
this one
know.
might get the
At least a
Emmy.
nomination.
Yeah.
What's the one for crappy stuff? The raspberry. Now
Yeah.
that we may get. I don't know.
I don't
But
know about
anyway,
that one.
I
We
don't know
lost.
about
yeah, yeah. You never heard of the Raspberry
No.
Awards? That's for those like movies
Grade
and
F
stuff.
movies?
Yeah, grade F. The
Yeah.
actors
Oh.
were terrible.
Yeah, that's probably the one we'd be
so,
on.
No.
Exactly. With
Listen,
Candace,
Kelsey didn't know
she
she was
brings
going to
us
be on the
down.
podcast
Yeah.
today.
Brings
I
it
did.
down.
Yeah, she does
Yeah.
every time.
Okay, Candace.
Well, we're very fortunate today to be at Great Rivers Cooperative, again in Helena/West Helena. I don't know. Where's the
It's
line?
Helena,
It's
there?
a
West Helena,
hyphen
but
that
it's
it's-
actually Helena.
Okay, it's all one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I started to start out with Grand Rising because
I love that.
this
that
is what I'm
phrase.
going to tell you about that. I'll let you explain that in a minute. But I've had, when you put that out there, I've had other directors call me and go, "What is that? Is that like Rise something?" And I'm like, "No, you idiot." I said, "This is what I think it is. I think it's like Good Morning,
Yes,
On
it is.
steroids.
on steroids."
Yes,
yeah.
because it's a blessing.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
rise in the morning.
That's
It's
right.
grand. I mean, we don't
Yeah.
deserve to
Exactly.
be rising in the
Yeah.
morning, so it's grand.
Amen.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
again,
Yeah.
some of the knuckleheads we work with, the Taylors and the Fords that bring the learning
It's
curve
okay,
way
guys.
down.
Mark
Yeah.
and
Jim.
Jim, it's okay.
Yeah, they bring it way down.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But thank God we've got them out of the way already, right? So,
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So know this, you won't be the worst podcast for sure. That's for sure. We started out probably with Ford.
They can't defend
We
you
gotta
know,
give
themselves.
some
yeah,
grace.
so-
They can't,
Yeah,
they can't
yeah.
defend
We love you,
themselves.
Jim. It's okay.
Yeah,
We love
yeah,
you.
yeah.
He
Love,
keeps us
Big
going.
love
Jim
is
Ford.
is a strong
Yeah.
word, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
It's powerful.
That song you wrote for him.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
funny.
yeah. We
Yeah.
wrote a song for him this summer. We went up and presented at the co-op, and we were just talking about the goodness of AI and how you can plug into that and it'll kick out
yeah.
a song
Oh, yeah.
for you. So
yeah.
it was
Just
pretty
makes you
good.
think
So,
Yeah, so y'all
yeah.
You,
had a
you
song
guys are
for
super
Jim.
talented.
Oh yeah.
Saw you- the
Big Jim
cornhole
Ford.
was
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh
Big
yeah.
Jim Ford, I think so. Was
Yeah,
going or
yeah.
something.
So one of the
Oh.
things that trying to get to know folks is just kind of your journey to education. So
You need to introduce him
oh
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
see.
forgot
We
that.
got- yeah.
Willie Murdock, the director, and we have Kelsey Riley, the TCC.
AKA K Swizzle.
Case
Candace's nickname for
That's
me.
true.
I
Yeah.
just accept it.
Hey, I would take it because
Yeah.
the nickname she has for me can't be repeated
That's
on
right.
this
No.
thing.
Not
So-
on TV.
Well, then thank you.
No,
welcome.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
welcome.
So, as far as your journey, let me ask this. I mean, do you come from a family of educators? How'd you get rolling in all this?
Ooh, wow. Okay, so back in the 1900s, I graduated from Lee High School right
Okay.
down the road
Right.
in Mariana, and decided before I graduated that two things I was not going to do.
Right.
One was move back to Mariana. The
Yeah.
other one was to become an educator,
Right.
because I knew how hard it was, but I had some of the best teachers in the world.
Right.
And so decided that I would go to Arkansas in Fayetteville, and one of many that year, 1985 group that went, which was the largest group to go to Arkansas ever.
So, you're high school, you graduated in 85?
85,
Up
yeah.
top right here.
All the
On
way
top
live,
that's what I'm
85.
talking about. Hey, I don't know if you realize
All
this,
the
but
way
the
live,
year,
we use that.
there's something poetic about that. I mean, the year we graduate, that's when co-ops were started. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly 40 years ago, and I just
So-
celebrated my 40th reunion with my classmates.
yeah.
But at any rate, I went to Arkansas and changed my major 3-4 times. The first year, after just deciding, I'm like, I'm going to accounting, but I'm going to do pre-law. I'm going to be an attorney at corporate America in New York. That's what I was
Right.
going to do.
Right.
After changing my major several times, I decided that I wanted to be like Oprah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oprah was amazing. Oprah,
Yeah.
I used to love Oprah till she said you can't beat your kids. And I was like, I'm done with Oprah. I'm not listening to her anymore. You
What
gotta
dream
beat the
world
We're
is
not
kids.
she
listening
living
to
in?
over
You
here.
gotta beat the kids.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Oprah ain't got no kids.
And
so
she doesn't have
She
it.
don't get it.
She doesn't have it. She
That's
doesn't
right.
get it.
That's right.
So I decided after college, I decided on a major, which was radio, TV, and film.
I got radio, TV
And
myself.
radio with a political science major, because I was always interested in politics. So I decided to do that, and then I took the LSAT. Last year, college, got pregnant,
Oh.
and then got married
There
in
you
the
go.
same year.
Yeah.
And then I decided, wow, teaching my baby. She's
Yeah.
36 now, and she works
Yeah.
for Veterans Affairs. She never want to be an educator either. So I decided that's what I wanted to do, because
Right.
I mean, I thought I was good at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why I decided to stay in it. It was
Sure.
just an amazing journey.
Yeah.
And then in the teacher, it started as a substitute. They called me on a Sunday night and said, would you come in tomorrow
Oh wow.
to sub for 3 months for a
Yeah.
teacher that's going to be
Wow.
out? And I was going,
Yeah.
okay. And I had a group of 8th graders.
Oh,
Oh,
eighth graders
Gotta
are the
love the
worst.
eighth
And I still
graders.
have a relationship with those kids now.
I love little
Which
babies.
they have kids, and some of their kids have kids.
Right.
And now, it was the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my
Yeah.
life. I made so many connections
Oh,
with
yeah.
people, so many great relationships, and just constantly moved up.
Right.
Every time I got a new position, it was somebody watching me every time, and they were like, I need you to do this for us. I need you to do
Right.
this for us.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
need you to do that
Yeah.
for us.
So what grade levels did you?
I taught 8th grade when I subbed.
And then
8th,
you had-
7th, and then I moved to 4th grade.
Gotcha.
Which
Okay.
they were like 9th graders on steroids.
Yeah.
That's a group. And then I moved to 6th.
Okay.
Became an instructional
Middle
facilitator.
school age,
I
yeah.
worked for the superintendent for 10 years as the HR/administrative
Right.
assistant. Went back to school and all of that. Got my specialist degree and
Right.
became the superintendent of my hometown school
Aw.
district. So
Everything you said you wasn't gonna do, you ended up
I did it. So never say
That's
never.
how it
I tell
goes.
every
Yeah.
person,
God's
never
gonna
say what
say.
you're going to, because God's like,
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
You
Yeah.
just
So-
thought.
Yeah, that is funny.
But what
Yeah.
is the most rewarding thing is to know is that I was prepared.
Right.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My high school, even though I don't know, looking back, I'm like, oh, we probably didn't have the best teachers, but I felt like we did.
Right.
The ones that motivated you to do your
Yes.
best, and they
Yeah.
use the
Yes.
mantras. You can be, if you can achieve, you can achieve, you can be, and all
Right.
these different
Yeah.
things they motivated
Yeah.
with you every single day.
Yeah.
It gave me power.
And I think sometimes that's what's missing a little bit today is, again, I graduated from a small school there in Garland County where I live, at Cutter Morning Star. But like you said, those teachers poured into me.
Exactly.
And I really believed I could do
Yeah.
anything I wanted to.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
And I think sometimes we get so lost in the business of doing school, we don't take the time to encourage the kids and really pour into them.
And it started with my parents. Neither one of my parents
Yeah.
graduated from high school.
Wow.
They got married
Okay.
as teenagers.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Well-
but they poured into us. The
Yeah.
only way you're going to get out of the poverty
Yeah,
is through
it's-
education.
yes.
Right. Well,
Yes.
and what an incredible testimony, though, to be able to come back to your hometown and make a difference.
Hardest
and
place to
lead a-
work, boy. Woo.
Yeah, that's right.
And raise your own children.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah. Well, and that's the
But
thing. You know,
anyway.
people say you can't go home.
Right.
But this is what I'll say is, you know, as I don't know whatever with that saying, but once you get in there and you're doing the work, they can't. I mean, they can't question that. You know, at the
It's
end
the
of the
most
day.
rewarding experience
Yeah,
I've ever had in my
yeah.
life.
Yeah, and it's tough. We talk about that
Oh, it's
all
very
the
tough.
time. Is
Being
you
home.
know
Yeah.
it is, and I say it like this. You know, it's an incredible responsibility, but oh, what an opportunity!
What an
you know,
opportunity.
and
You know, I had the opportunity right out of college to come back and teach at my alma mater because I went K-12 to Malvern, and a lot of my old teachers
We're still there.
yes, and they just poured into me, and I probably may not have survived it without them.
Exactly. They helped me too. My old teachers did.
Yeah.
They were, and you're
They
my
were
boss.
fantastic.
And it was one of one of my teachers who was my civics teacher, American history. That's what got me into politics, really. Coach Irish Williams, and he's still around. And Coach I would say when I came back, he would tell the other kids and other staff, always treat the students right. Because you never know if they're going to come back and be your
Yeah.
boss.
that's right. That's right.
Always treat them nice.
Yeah.
He said,
That's
I'm so glad
awesome.
I treated
Oh,
you
yeah.
nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
that's awesome.
but the thing about your journey, it's little like mine in that every step or everything that I did, like you said earlier, you learn something, and it all pours into God's plan and all these things that you pick up. I think about the days in radio and how you every day's not the same day, which is great. That's how I
Right.
love it. That's the same way with school business. Number two, the PR piece of that.
So important.
And just the ability to think on your feet. And I think, especially as a school administrator, superintendent, more than anything, the PR piece of that.
It's very important.
Oh, it's very important. Very important.
She says relationships are everything.
It
Oh,
relationships
I
are
agree.
everything.
Everything.
And,
100%,
and we've probably talked about
100%.
that in every single podcast we've done.
I
the
think I hear it
importance
in
of
my
that.
sleep.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
says it.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
that's really the basis. I mean, again, if you just really pull way back and look at life, that's the key to life.
That's the key to life.
Is relationships.
And yeah, and my mom would always say, "It's not what you know, it's who you know."
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm going, huh?
It's a little bit of both.
It's
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit of both.
yeah,
right.
but
Yeah.
but I would tell the new teachers when I
Yeah.
was HR person and superintendent, in that trying to get teachers into a high poverty,
Right.
low socioeconomic area, it was tough. But I would always make sure that they understood that everything was about relationships, not we had TFAs. Kelsey is a TFA. She can talk. She was going to talk a little bit about her background, but to get those young minds into your district that graduated from the Yales and the Princetons
Right.
and the
Oh,
Harvard, Yard,
Yeah.
you had to let them know that it was very important for them to build relationships with their students,
Right.
because they were, and I still talk to some of those folks now. They had to know about the culture
Yes.
and build that. And I actually
Yeah.
taught a class in
Yeah.
cultural competence. It's so important that we understand each other
Right.
and
Oh,
build that
yeah.
relationship. And how do you connect with people? You come to their football game.
That's right.
You may go visit their
Get to know them.
church.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Get to know 'em.
Yeah.
be involved in their
Yeah.
activities.
Well, and that was very evident. Like when we did our week at Marble Lane. First day there. Took my business manager with me, African American woman that could relate. Again, did a fantastic job. She's got an incredible story, kind of like you. Went to college, was pregnant, all these things. But she's risen above. She's got an MBA and all that. But I can remember the first day they told us this when we walked in. It's going to be like everybody else. You're going to come in here and tell us how much you care, and you're going to be in, you're going to be out. So the thing we did, rather than social studies, I guess, we did the one word study with them, and it was. It was really life-changing on a lot of levels for us, but those kids to sit there and watch them and kind of squeeze them and make them think about that but it was that relationship piece. I mean,
It's all about
we had to
relationships.
knock that wall down before, and it took a day or two. I'll
Yeah.
say that. And I wasn't able to go, but a group of them, Candace was one, came back
Came back
for
for graduation.
for graduation.
Yeah, yeah.
And that bookkeeper that I speak of, she still has a relationship. I know with one of the young ladies, has been a fantastic mentor for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
We have TFAs and folks that have worked in, I want to say Lee County because that's where I got the
Sure.
most experience. But they've come back every year.
Right.
They've
Yeah.
given back. They do projects
Right.
and events with the kids now.
Yeah.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
that
and-
it's
and-
all about relationships.
Well, and that's a good place for Kelsey to dive in, I guess. But we're sitting there throwing around again TFA, which we're
Yeah.
about doing.
Teach
in-
for
in-
America,
That's
people.
right.
TFA,
Yeah,
Teach
that's
for
right.
America.
Leading into it. So
Yeah. Now
tell us your
before
story.
Kelsey gets into
Uh-oh.
talking about herself, I'll just gonna bust you guys out. Class of
say
'85
bu-
down there.
Right. That's what's wrong with
She
that.
covers
Right.
up her mic and says, "I wasn't even born."
She
yet."
wasn't born.
That's right.
And the thing about Kelsey, before she
Right.
introduces herself, Kelsey and my daughter went to Girls State at the same
We
time.
did.
Oh, wow.
That's
We did.
awesome.
We didn't
My
know.
daughter is a month older than Kelsey.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
And they're
Yeah.
both awesome people. And
Yeah.
it's like, what?
Yeah.
You went to where? And then she
Yeah.
told me the other day her brother that's right now is a little ill. She told me his name was Haynes, and I go, that's my family's name. She goes, that's
Family
my
name of
family
mine
name
too.
We
Oh,
have
wow.
so much
Yeah.
connection.
Yeah, so much
and
in
she's
common.
and,
That's cool.
she's my yang to the end.
Yeah.
And she's
Yeah.
amazing. But you
Yeah.
have to have young people. Old people listen. You got to have young
Yeah.
people on the team
Old
with
people
you
listen.
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
they.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm on the road.
Oh yeah. Well,
Time and all that
She
to do.
said
No, I'm
she's
just
on
playing.
the road.
Well,
I'm on the road too.
Literally
Well-
and figuratively.
well,
I think I'm
She's
young.
on the
Willie,
road all
I
the
think
time.
I'm
In
young.
my mind, I'm
In
young.
my mind, I'm young.
I'm
But
young.
I
Yeah.
try to act young.
yeah,
but
you do
so I'm
act
not
young the
young.
whole way up here.
Yeah.
Oh my shoulder. Oh, okay. Well, you got-
Except when I pull the muscle.
where's my ibuprofen?
I don't know what I did. I was just reaching for my bag.
Exactly.
And she actually made that comment. I know I've
Oh.
messed my back up just reaching for something.
Yeah,
like
I do that all the
Yeah.
time, and I think that's
It
how I
happens.
could have messed mine up too,
Yeah,
reaching
it
for my
does.
purse in the back.
It does.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kelsey.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
okay.
You
That's
go-
okay.
yeah.
I will share. I am younger.
Yeah.
Younger.
But my journey into education, I always say there were seeds planted my whole life, I
Right.
think.
Yeah.
And so I didn't come back to my hometown. I came back to my home state. So I'm
Yeah.
a very proud product of both the Little Rock and North Little Rock school districts. My elementary career was in Little Rock, and then 6th grade up North Little Rock. And so I went to Baylor and
Green. Go
Yeah.
green.
Yep, that's why I had my green on.
She didn't know she was gonna be
Baylor
on here today,
Bears.
but yeah.
But I did, and I started out as an elementary education major, and quite honestly, it was like I'm making like a 3D design of a classroom. Like what
Right.
am I doing here?
Yeah.
You know, and that's not anything against Baylor and their elementary ed program. It was just at the time I was like, no, I need to like
Do something
be
different.
learning something, do
Right.
something different. And so my degree is actually in public relations, but my senior year I decided, you know what, I'm going to try Teach for America. I had done, in high school I did the International Baccalaureate program, and my extended essay, which is a 2-year research essay that you're required to write to earn your diploma, which I did earn, if I do say so myself. I
Right.
have 2 high school diplomas. But was on the effectiveness of educational nonprofits, and Teach
Oh,
for
wow.
America was one
Okay.
of the ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
My 8th grade American history teacher taught at Central High School here in Helena, West Helena. And then my aunt and uncle had moved here to Helena, West Helena, and so the Mississippi Delta core of the Teach for America serves this region. Used to a lot of
Yeah,
teachers
a lot of
were Teach for
teachers.
America. We don't. I think this year we have 3 core members
Right.
here in the Delta, but in the Arkansas side of the Mississippi Delta. So, but I was placed here the year of the second state takeover of Helena West Helena School District, and I was placed in 11th grade classroom. When I preferenced
wow.
for Teach for America, I preferenced kindergarten.
Yeah.
And then I was told I would be
Wow.
licensed in 712 ELA. So,
Yeah.
Oh, my
yeah, I
goodness.
had my crash course. I always say it wasn't everything you needed, but it was something.
Sure.
The difference between walking into a classroom with no training and even 6 weeks of training is
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
vast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I also taught a double section of ninth graders. I could still list all of them. So, if you had asked me then, I was 2 years and done. I actually had applied to go to Vanderbilt to get my master's in community relations for schools, and deferred a year to stay one more year to teach. Well, you can only defer a year. And I didn't leave. And so here I am,
Yeah.
14
Yep,
years
you love
later.
it.
Blessing.
And
a
so, and
blessing.
this is home. My parents are still in North Little Rock, and some of my siblings. But it's about creating community when you get into a space, and so you don't have to. I think we forget you don't have to look exactly like somebody
Right.
or be from the same place as somebody
Right.
in order to connect and build and
Sure.
learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And so it's been a very interesting journey for me. But I was in the classroom and then decided to leave. And Suzanne McCommon was the director here at the time, and she had also served as the
School district
the
superintendent.
Yeah.
state appointed superintendent in Helena, West Helena when I started. And so there was a literacy specialist opening, and so here I came,
Here
and
you-
then
here I am,
you
yeah.
know, and then Suzanne left,
Yeah.
and Richard came, and
Yeah.
I moved into recruitment and retention, and then Richard left, and Willie Murdock came,
Yeah.
and I moved into teacher center coordinator, and so I'm
Yeah.
thankful for the leaders along the way that have poured
Oh, yeah.
into me
Yeah.
and helped, and then Miss Murdoch said she's not sure that if her high school teachers were the best. Well, they were,
Yeah.
right? Because any teacher, any educator that helps you to feel empowered by what
Right.
you're learning
Yep.
helps you to feel as if you can take the next step to do something new, because
Right.
you don't know everything.
Oh, yeah.
And so you have to have, and so the fact that they instilled that, I think we forget that. Sometimes we're measuring always by numbers and
Right,
data.
the VAM scores.
Yes, all those
Yeah.
things, but there are other things that make somebody an effective
Yeah.
Right,
educator.
Oh, yeah.
Kids don't care
yeah.
how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
That's
right?
true. It's
Yeah.
so true.
So true.
And like you say, every step of the journey is for
It was
a
written.
reason.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I got
It was
a
written.
really good friend of mine. He says there's no such thing as coincidence.
No,
No.
not at all.
And the older I get, the more I subscribe to that. I mean, 100%. And a lot of it goes back to, I think, like you said with the coach and all that, at some point in your education, as a student, somebody impacted you, and you don't lose that feeling.
Right.
It's hard to describe
Exactly.
that.
It's a lot of somebodies that did it for me.
Right.
And I remember being in first grade, because my birthday's October, so I have a birthday next week. And
Happy early
so
birthday.
there was back then, they changed the birthday of entry to kindergarten
Yeah.
so many times
Oh, yeah.
over the years. But the first year it was 85, that was mandatory kindergarten. My brother was going to kindergarten. But guess what? I had never been to school before, so I went to first grade.
Yeah.
And most of my peers had gone to some kind of
Yep.
day program, or
Yeah.
they either went to Head Start or they went to a nice daycare. Of course, I had a stay-at-home mom at the time, so my mom, and she's really, really smart, but she didn't graduate from high school. But she, feeling like I was behind when I first went to school, because some of those kids were reading and I wasn't. So that was my goal, to learn how
Yeah.
to read, and so
Oh,
I
yeah.
became one of the best readers.
Oh, yeah.
I remember third grade when Miss Higgs, my third grade teacher, we had an audition for the Christmas program.
Right.
And I was up against several kids, and I became the winner. And so this is my first opportunity for my parents to see me do something grand in their
Sure.
eyes,
Yeah.
I recited "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
Wow.
I recited the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
No book.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had read.
I couldn't do that
So
today.
I was able to do that.
Yeah.
And so that was like,
Yeah.
oh, you're gonna be a star.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a star. And
Yeah.
so sometimes I introduce myself as the Willie Murdock.
That's right. That's
I
right.
love it.
She is
Because I'm a
the
star.
Well, you know,
little competitive.
That-
so
that's-
yeah,
that's
that's a good
something I-
thing.
Just
That's
a
a
little
good
Oh, I don't
bit.
play games because I don't like to lose. So
Yeah.
that's the Libra.
You
My
know,
zodiac
yeah.
sign is Libra. I
well,
don't like to
I
lose.
but
not.
you know, you
You're
said
not gonna
something.
get out of cornhole, Willie.
No.
You're
something
gonna have
you
to play.
said.
No,
I
I already told her we aren't gonna win, so do we have to play?
Look.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
I
always say
did. I
we're gonna
asked
win.
her when we were at the directors meeting. Everybody's all hype about cornhole.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, "Do we have to play? Can we not just watch and support the
No,
other
you-
people?"
yeah.
No, you're playing.
You have
Yeah.
to be
Well,
involved.
just know, see, she's competitive and I'm
Yeah.
not, so I'm
Yeah.
fine if we're out on the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
And she just the
We're
skills
gonna,
aren't there
we're
for
gonna
either of
lose.
us.
Everybody's coming
Oh.
for
Thank
us.
you, Kelsey.
We
Yeah,
already
they-
know.
yeah, they-
Well, I'm just saying your
Yeah.
cornhole
Yeah.
skills weren't there either. It's
Terrible.
not
Yeah.
like I
Terrible.
just
But I
lost
know
for
that.
us.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you said something I hadn't thought about in a long time was, kindergarten didn't exist for,
It did.
I mean, we were literally the last year that didn't have,
Exactly.
and so
Exactly, literally.
I think about that a lot. But again, stay-at-home mom, I can remember vividly getting a daily dose of Sesame Street.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, that's
every
what, I
day.
mean, that's,
Zoom.
that's where, yeah,
Gotta
Zoom
love
and Sesame
Sesame
Street.
Yeah.
But that's where we
What
learned
was
to read
the other
and
one?
learn.
Zoom. And look, we're using
Not
Zoom
the
now.
application that you
Yeah.
use
It's
to have
not the
virtual
app-
meetings.
No, it's different.
no.
It was a
Zoom
show.
on
Hey,
Sesame
this
Street.
was Zoom when Zoom was cool. That's
yes,
right.
it was very
She's
cool.
singing
Exactly.
it.
I
I
don't
don't
know
remember
that.
Zoom.
I don't
You
know.
know?
Y'all have to
We-
Google
Oh.
it.
No.
Google it.
I will
Yeah.
Google it.
You
And
need to
that's
Google
one
it.
thing
Yeah,
you
it-
could have said Kelsey
yeah.
probably doesn't know about
Yeah.
that, and I would have said
You
yes,
wouldn't.
no, I
You
I'm
don't
about to
You have to
Google
be
it
there.
while
Yeah,
you're
it was
talking.
great.
She
Yeah.
said you would have to be there.
Yeah, it was, but I mean, it flowed right in. It was kind of the GT version, I would say, of Sesame Street at times.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Was it black and white?
No,
No,
we had
come
a-
on now.
It was Technicolor.
It was
That's what
Technicolor,
Yeah.
exactly.
Dizzy
Yeah, but-
Zoomers.
Do you know
Oh,
who
it's part
Do
of
you know who
Sesame
Ted
Street.
Turner is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, let
yeah.
me not even talk
Yeah.
about Ted Turner.
See, that says a lot
Oh,
about
it's
you.
part of Sesame
Well,
Street.
well, it was a different show, but like I said, it was kind of the
Okay.
GT
It was an
version.
extended,
Yeah.
version.
enriching type.
Yeah,
Okay.
Candace wouldn't have got it. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right
I
over
know.
her. It
Sorry,
had zoomed right over her
Candace.
head. So, but yeah.
But
Now
yeah,
look,
this,
I'm not gonna let you do
said, "Woo."
Candace like that.
Oh, he does it. This is
Let
the
me tell
every
you
day of my
something.
life.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is the thing. We student taught together. That's the honest to God truth.
wow.
I've hired her twice, and look who's got the white gray hair.
Wow.
He had that before he hired me.
It's because I've worked.
The first
I
time
mean,
even.
yeah, we've worked together. Let's see, this is our third
Half,
stop
half
together.
of our
That
30
is
years.
great.
Yeah, I hired her twice. What
That's
kind of
great.
idiot am I?
Best decision.
Yeah.
Best
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah.
I
Would
think
you
so
say?
too.
Yeah.
I think so
Yeah.
too, Candace.
That was. It's
Thank
not.
I-
It
I-
probably kept your hair from graying too
Hey,
early.
let me tell you something.
Exactly.
Desperation. I think that's what
Oh,
I would
wow.
say. Yeah. Oh,
Well, I
boy.
tell you, you guys are a great partnership.
Yeah.
I've watched you the last 3 years. This is my 4th year starting as director, and never would I have ever dreamed that I would be director of the co-op.
Yeah, same here.
I worked,
Yeah.
worked. Suzanne and I worked together. She was the director, and then she became a state superintendent here. But yeah, she was like my mama,
Yeah.
other mama,
Yeah.
and to see and work and go to school with Richard.
Yeah.
So Richard was the one that told me about the position being open.
Yeah.
And then my colleagues are the ones that decided that I should be here. But my last stint as superintendent, the school board hated me or something. I don't know. At least four of them did.
Yeah.
And so they
Four of
just
them.
let my contract run out. But I did a 5-year stint, and then when they let my contract out, our wonderful governor at the time called me and said there may be a position open if you'd be interested, if you could interview for it.
Yeah.
And I did, and I worked for the department for 3 years.
Right.
Arkansas Department of Higher Education as the statewide career pathways institute or director. But anyway, that was the greatest experience. I always wanted to go and visit all the 75 counties in the state.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and with that opportunity, I was able to make connections with
Sure.
all of our community
yeah.
college people,
Yeah.
our technical institutes. It was 25,
Yeah.
22 community colleges and 3 technical institutes.
Right.
I was able to make so many friends with all
Right.
these people over the
Oh, yeah.
over the state of
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Again,
And so
relationships.
it's
Yeah.
all about relationships, and the fact that I have those relationships forever now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
sure.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
amazing. So
And-
when
Yeah.
I am the Willie Murdock.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when
That's
they
right.
say my name, you go, oh yeah, we know her.
Yeah,
I've been
exactly.
everywhere in the state.
Well, and that's what I think too. The shift for us to be, the superintendent mentor and beginning principal mentor program. That's been kind of the cool thing. I mean, and I know you guys do it too, but we get those phone calls of just to say. I mean, a couple of things. Am I going about this right? Am I thinking about it wrong? Or I just need to vent.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I had-
definitely.
I had one
That
call and
happens a
vent the
lot.
other day and apologize. I said, don't apologize. I've
Exactly.
sat in that seat. I
The
know what it's
same
all
seat.
about. And I said, and that's what we're here for.
Exactly,
You know? And
exactly.
so
We're a
it's,
safe
Exactly.
space.
oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
Safe space.
Absolutely.
In an encouraging space.
Yeah.
Encouraging,
Yeah.
'Cause
supporting.
you know, in the administration is always, you know, back then when I was working for the superintendent, and I would go, oh, I don't want to be a superintendent. And then
Yeah.
I started thinking about, well, his desk is always clean. He is such a good, I mean, he just,
Mine is too. It
man,
doesn't
when I
necessarily
got
mean
to be
anything.
superintendent, I had stuff all over my desk. And it seems
Yeah.
like my phone would
Yeah.
never stop ringing.
Yeah.
But when I was the assistant, they would call me, and I'm like,
yeah. Well, you know, it's
on,
funny you
guys.
say that, but you know,
it looks different from another side
well,
of the table.
Yeah,
and that's
it
what I
does.
say. I've never been one to have a clean desk. I mean,
Me either.
I may do it twice a year.
Mine is. I'm
Me
top
too.
A.
And
I
it's-
I just
do.
throw it in the box and
Yeah,
hide the box.
that's right.
Y'all
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
over there. We'll
Yeah.
keep
Yeah.
our clean
Top A,
desk.
top
Oh,
not
I
my
A.
clean
gosh.
my desk off every
Yeah.
day before I go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
I
She-
mean,
I like
close
straighten
the
his
book.
stuff up on his
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Well,
touch any
yeah.
of her
No,
stuff.
she don't touch my
Hey,
stuff.
I've got
I
a
wish
na-
she would.
I've got a nameplate on my desk, and she'll come in and go. And as soon as
Straighten
she
it out.
leaves, hey, as soon as
You
she
straighten
leaves,
it
I
back.
go. Yeah. So. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Exactly.
You
Yeah.
might walk in and think, does Kelsey
Yeah.
do anything
She has
on
a
her
beautiful
desk?
Yeah.
office.
But
yeah, she does.
I
she
do.
takes very
We're
good care of
organized.
it.
Yes.
Yeah. My space is just worked. in.
When I
That's
get a
what
Right,
piece
say.
of
that's all I do is
paper,
work there.
Yeah.
when I get a piece of paper,
You put it right
it
back.
goes where it's supposed to go.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm with you, Kelsey.
Opposites attract.
I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
guess.
See?
Even if it's like, come back to this
Yeah.
later, there's a folder
Right.
for.
Yeah.
But
Come
and then
back.
that brings me to the point of there's so much.
Oh yeah.
How do you organize everything that
Yeah,
we've
you
been
can't.
given to do now?
Yeah. You
There
can't.
You know,
is,
even more
it's-
so, you know,
Yeah.
same thing as looking
Yeah.
back at this, how the directors used to operate back in the day. It's like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Of course,
Yeah.
I tell everybody, I'm like, hey, even the administrators, I'm like, look, you made it through COVID.
Yeah.
Yes.
this.
Oh,
got
and that
this.
was when I got the call
Yeah.
to come back to Lee County.
Yeah.
It was COVID,
Yeah.
May. The phone rang and Commissioner Keys,
Yeah.
I just started laughing.
Yeah.
He was like, "Why are you laughing?" I'm going, "This is ridiculous." You know,
Yeah.
What
COVID.
you want me
Yeah.
to come and do?
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
doing COVID.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was able to manage that.
Do
and
I
my
have
folks,
to
we had the best staff there
engage
Yeah.
with
then.
people?
And
Well,
so I was able to manage
yeah.
it. That's another thing.
Oh yeah.
Within itself.
Yeah, and it's true though. I mean, you know, people ask me. I guess one of the other directors asked the other day something about. How did Jeff say that last week about accolades, getting them differently or something?
Oh, it's like when you're
Yeah.
like, you're not being at the co-op, you're not
Yeah.
in direct contact with the kids.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah.
You know, how do you kind of handle that? Because you
Yeah.
do miss that as an educator.
Yeah.
You care
I go.
about kids.
I
Yeah.
go
Go to
to
the schools.
classrooms.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
to the games.
I'm in
go
schools.
Yeah.
to different events. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my point to him was, you know, I've never stopped to think about that. And I said, you know, it's just been a blessing that God's given me the ability to assemble great teams. You know what I'm saying?
That's a blessing.
And I've been blessed with that everywhere I've been.
It's
You
good
know,
leadership.
A guy told me one time, you know, hey, hire good people, get out of the way.
That's right.
But I heard somebody about 2 years ago said you hire great people and you all make each other better.
That's it.
Yes.
And
That's it.
that's kind of and that goes along with letting everybody, you know, kind of do their job and having
Autonomy.
and having the freedom to come in and say, hey, you know, I don't know that, you know, necessarily you're thinking about that the same way I am or whatever, and no fear of retaliation or any
Right,
of that
right,
stuff.
right.
Yeah.
And I know this. I can step in any room and tell you I'm not going to be the smartest guy in the room.
Nobody is.
Don't want to be.
Nope.
You know. So
They're
Yeah,
jerks.
and I think where Jeff was,
That's
yeah,
true. That's true.
yeah, exactly. I think where Jeff
Generally
was coming
speaking.
from too is
Yeah.
you don't have you. Sometimes you don't realize, hey, am I making a difference?
yes,
You know,
That's,
and
yeah, that
as
was
I
his
have
people
a
that
folder.
care,
I have
yeah.
a folder in my
Yeah.
inbox that is
Mm-hmm.
kindness.
Yeah.
So if ever anybody sends an email, now it files to whatever school they're
Yeah.
with or whatever the topic was. But if
Yeah.
they say
Yeah.
anything nice,
Yeah.
I also file it into my
Yep.
kindness folder.
Well,
Yeah.
So I can revisit
Yeah.
and recognize, okay,
Well, my first job as an administrator was an assistant middle school principal. My principal told me that. She said, look, you're going to think this is such a woman thing, but I'm going to tell you, do it. She said, you need to start
Yep.
a feel-good folder. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, what?
yeah.
You're talking to
Oh,
old
yeah.
football. What? But anyway, long story short, I did. And like you say, from time to time, you know, I'll be
you
looking for
need a
something else.
reminder.
And I'll hit
Yeah.
that folder and I'll pull it out. And, you know, even if it's, a note from a kid that was in middle school or a faculty member that was going through something and said,
And you
hey,
have
yeah,
it.
yeah, absolutely.
Makes you smile.
Yeah, it
Makes
does.
you smile big.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what do you, I mean, as far as getting back to the, the superintendent, new superintendent, the new principal, I mean, again, I think that's an incredible shout out to the co-ops. They feel like that's the direction they needed to go. They feel like we're most suited to do that. So how's that been going here? I mean, you guys have had a couple of new soups here, or do you?
It's been going pretty well. I have my Yang over here. She's really good about working with the principals because,
Same.
as I'm getting
Right.
older, I have a lot of doctor's appointments and stuff these days. But she's really good about making those appointments to see the
Sure. Right.
see the principals. I do a lot of one-on-one with the superintendents.
right.
I use my phone a lot.
Yeah.
So I text. I do a lot of texting with them. Sometimes they don't get to emails very quickly. Sometimes they do. But the fact that they know I've been in the trenches
Absolutely.
with them from day one, if I don't know something, I'm going to research and find out because
Sure.
I got the relationships with
Right.
people. I can just
Yeah.
text that person and say, hey, what about
Right.
this?
Yeah.
To give them the answer.
Yeah.
But it's not been hard yet.
Right.
And I think as we go further next year, legislators will probably revisit the bill that they
Right.
brought up last year.
Sure.
That will probably happen.
Yeah.
But I think it's where we should have been.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we should have been the ones mentoring, building principles,
Well-
and so because we've all been there.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
and see, and I'll speak to because it is everybody says I have not been a principal.
Right.
But you've been a
Right.
teacher.
I've been
Yeah.
a teacher,
And
and
you're
I
able to
say
motivate those
the
teachers.
principals when I
And you've
work
worked
with
with
them,
them. Yeah.
yes, and
Yeah.
and when I work with them, I tell them I am not telling you how to be a principal.
But you've
We're
seen
working
some
through.
good principles or
Oh, I
bad
have,
principles,
I
and you
have.
know what not to do.
but
Seen some
we're
stanky ones,
working,
yeah.
but we're working
Stanky
through
ones.
how to be an impactful leader,
Right.
because things are going to come and go
Yeah.
of what a principal's responsible for or what's
Right.
required. So
Yeah.
we can talk about requirements. I can
Yes,
give you that
yes,
information.
compliance.
Yeah.
for
But
sure.
are you like you said, you hire good people
Yeah.
and then you make
Yep.
each other better.
Exactly.
So are you
exactly.
leading your
Right.
school
Right.
in a way that your
Yep.
staff feels appreciated?
Right.
And when your staff feels appreciated, and I don't mean that you just are false, toxic positivity, everything's rainbows and butterflies, but
Right.
are you saying, hey, that lesson was really great?
Right.
How can we make sure that that's how you continue in your
Absolutely.
classroom?
Yes.
Then your kids are impacted.
It's still it
Right.
goes all the way back to relationships again.
Yeah, it does.
As a building principal,
does.
as a superintendent, it was all about making sure that I supported
Yes.
being personally aware of what was going on in folks' lives.
Right.
Sometimes
Yes.
I got tired going to the parties and the and the funerals and all
Yeah.
of that.
Oh, yeah.
But you had to do
Sure.
that.
You had
so
to.
it's all
Yeah.
about community
Yeah.
and being a part of that community. You get tired,
Yeah.
but it was a good work, and people
Oh, yeah.
always remember that.
Yeah.
Well, and when you build a relationship,
Yeah,
then when
yeah.
you have to, if something happens and they don't
Yeah.
meet the expectation,
Yeah.
then you
Then
have the
you're able to have an
conversation.
open, honest communication
a
with them
safe
because they felt
space.
good. Or well,
Yeah.
Ms. Murdock has always been there for me. I will listen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And we have a community for them. And so that's really one of my goals this year is that our principals see one another as a resource.
Yes,
Right.
colleagues.
So
Actual
yeah,
colleagues.
because
Super
I tell them all the
important.
time, we see it regionally.
Yeah.
So I see this thing
Right.
happening over here
Right.
that's really impacting kids, and I see that that's an area of growth for you over here. I'm going to connect
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
and say, hey,
Yeah.
how are you doing that?
Yeah, and I think that's been great for co-ops
Mm-hmm.
because it's really one of the causes of the effect of the cause, whatever, is bringing us together.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
it's been such a team effort
Yeah.
with this initiative that. But again, I've said this last 3 years for sure. I've been in it 10 now as a director, but the last 3 years for sure, there's more collaboration amongst the co-ops than there's ever been.
Than there's ever been.
And I think what it is across the state, people are realizing we're in this thing together.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
We have to.
There's no secret plan, no secret sauce. If we get something that's working, we're willing to share that.
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We have to because we're only as strong
Yeah.
As the weakest
as
link.
the
Right.
weakest link.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
the growth
Candace.
of kids. Candace. You are,
You,
but
I
we
can
could
tell
flip.
he
That's what I
loves
was
you.
thinking.
He loves
Yeah,
you. He
he's
loves
so
you.
mean. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, the success of kids in every community is the
Right.
success for all of us
Sure.
as educators.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
so-
even in the Delta, Arkansas Delta, we do have great leaders.
Yes.
We do. There's so many
And great
opportunities
teachers.
to
Right.
grow.
Right.
And so, you know, when that growth piece was added for achievement, you know, we could see it.
Right.
But some
see the
days we
growth.
felt like, oh my God, you know, because you can't legislate or
Right.
go into the homes and do
Yeah.
anything. But we know,
Right.
we see what the researchers said. We know we see the evidence every day.
Yes.
And I would say, even when I was a teacher, even if my kids were all orphans and had no parents,
Yeah.
we had the responsibility
Right.
as educators to
Yeah.
teach.
Right.
Yes.
And so when we can get some things out of the way to make it better for teachers, if you can
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
teachers, they
Yeah.
are where the rubber meets the road.
Oh,
in
They
the
absolutely.
are.
classroom,
Yeah.
They
period.
are.
Take care of them and they will take care of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Period.
And,
That's right.
and that's the thing.
That's right.
We have, 5 minutes from our co-op, we have 2 4-year universities, and we've seen the numbers of beginning teachers dip a little bit again, and they're always asking us. I mean, what do we do? How do we do? And that's one thing we enjoy. We get the opportunity to go talk and present and that kind of thing with them. But a lot of times I feel like educators, we're our own worst enemy.
We are. We are.
We grumble about all the
Everything.
bad, but I mean, again, it's that it's those hard effects that we need to be pushing out there. The
Yeah, 'cause
differences that have been made, like you're saying, the growth that you've seen.
And the
These are the kinds of things-
collaboration and community of educators.
Because some teachers would tell you, girl, don't you come back here
Yeah, yeah,
and be a teacher.
yeah.
They would say that,
Oh,
literally.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
You know.
Well,
But-
and
and
I-
I can understand some of that sentiment as well, because it's the toughest job I've ever had
Oh, yeah,
Right.
for
was
sure.
a teacher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
It
the
is.
toughest job I've ever
It's
had.
tough.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and everybody thinks that they understand because they've been to school before.
Yeah.
But and
Yeah.
our region as a whole, you're talking about two 4-year universities
have
5
that.
minutes from you. We're
Right.
on a 2-year university
Right.
campus that is working through, but it's an early childhood
Right.
associate's degree.
Sure.
And then we have one other community college and then a satellite campus essentially of A-State.
Right.
But we don't have that
We don't have that
opportunity. And
opportunity.
so when people even, more opportunities for online completion of bachelor's
Right.
degree that leads to licensure, those opportunities to grow your own are really impactful for us
Right.
because
Reach University.
people leave. I'm a weird one. Not many people choose to move and
She
buy
likes
a
the
house.
king, she
in
likes the
Helena.
king biscuit.
That's what it is. That's what
Yeah.
kept
Well,
me here all those
We
years.
were coming in, and I said, "Oh, there's so much farmland." Which my
Oh, yeah.
dad's a farmer, like he's had cows
Gonna
forever.
be solar panels in a minute.
You
But-
didn't
Everything's
see
gonna
any
be solar
gas
panels.
stations, though.
But-
You had to wait a while
well-
for that
That's
gas
right, she
station.
But
did.
that's what I'm saying, like to try to recruit people to come when you're not close to
Anything.
the Walmart or
The
the movie
quality of
theater
life
or
is
the,
so different
And
here.
even if you
Yeah.
are close to the Walmart, the products that are in your Walmart
Not the
or
same.
the quality of produce in your Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, we sit amongst
Yeah.
farmland, but
Right.
yeah,
you can't
Two
get
fishes and 5
non-molded
loaves of bread.
blueberries.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But we know that we feel that if we give our kids the best that we have every day,
Right.
we're going to make a difference.
Right.
Now,
Oh,
it
yeah.
may not show up for 30 years,
right,
but
Right.
it will
It's
will
gonna
come.
come.
yeah,
And the fact that we can have people that not only plant themselves or in
Right.
in our area, it's a wonderful testament
Right.
that a Kelsey would want to stay.
Right.
So there's something about this part of
Well,
the
and
state.
that's what I say. And obviously, everybody has a story, but sometimes we don't slow down long
To
enough
tell it.
To tell it.
Exactly.
And I think that's part of the disconnect. I mean, because as far as financially, it's certainly gotten better for a
Oh yeah,
beginning
definitely.
teacher.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's not really a bigger part of the equation as it used to be. But I told Candace, we were talking about this again yesterday. It just blows my mind how working with such a if it don't feel good, I'm quitting.
Oh yeah,
mentality.
oh yeah.
And-
Everybody thinks you
yeah.
have to like every aspect of
Oh,
your
yeah,
job,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
aren't gonna like every
No.
single thing, no
Exactly.
matter where you go.
But
all
but
about
let me say
attitude.
that. But let me say that even with the growth that we've had in the paying of the teachers, the $50,000. Listen, you come to art, and I used to tell every commissioner I've worked with, from Tom Kimmerer on down, that you gotta give more to this area
Yeah.
because one, where are you gonna live?
Right.
Our teachers have to live other places and drive
Right.
in.
Yeah.
So the $50,000
Or
is
you buy
wonderful.
a house and you figure out
Exactly.
But then
So
you're
where
never
do you
gonna sell
eat?
your house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you eat? What do you go get fresh? There's not a
Right.
Whole Foods anywhere around.
Yeah.
Costco,
Right.
Walmart.
Yeah.
We got a Walmart, but
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
So you have to incentivize more here.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and I know
yeah.
money's not everything. A lot of the research says it's about the support of the administrators, but the administrators are struggling. How do
Yeah.
you keep administrators?
Right.
So master
Right.
principalship, you know, when the program was initiated, I'm thinking, okay, wow, we're about to get strong principals here in
Right.
the Arkansas Delta,
Yeah.
where for me, it matters most in the state. And so we got to go back and redo some
Yeah.
things.
And-
Be
and I-
thinking about it.
yeah.
We really, if
Incentivizing
we can
people.
teach in the Delta, we can teach anywhere.
Right.
If we can get it right here, the whole state will thrive.
Yeah, and I think that's, again, we kind of look at that backwards sometimes. I mean, really and truly, the best of the best need to be down here.
Exactly.
100%. And like you're saying, how do we make that happen?
Right.
I mean, so, but
Yeah.
definitely a
How
challenge.
do we make it happen?
Yeah. Well, this is the fun part. So we'll hit you with a couple of fun questions.
Okay.
So
I don't know what that means.
I'll give
coming
you a
from
chance to
you
think
there.
about this one. We'll get back to it, but be thinking about
Random.
a story, a funny story that happened in your teaching career. 'Cause I
Oh,
know
I've
both
had a
us-
lot
yeah.
of 'em.
Oh yeah, yeah. But so if you had to have like let's just say a Mount Rushmore of influencers in your life that got you to this point, who would those folks
Oh
be?
my God, you just
Mount
went
Rushmore.
there.
I can
know.
only
I'm
do
sitting there going, I
4.
can't. Yeah, I could
Yeah,
do
yeah.
just 4.
The top 4.
I would definitely have to say Coach I.
Okay.
Irish Williams. He was
Right.
my civics teacher and then my American history
Right.
teacher.
Yep.
That man pushed us every day. We were crazy. And he was the coach that gave us our first state championship. He coached girls.
Wow.
He's
Okay.
a former veteran, and if Coach I could see
wow.
this, he would be so proud
Yeah.
that I even named him. But he's one of the Mount Rushmores. It would also have to be Miss Catherine Coleman. She was one of my buddies. He's a October baby too,
Yeah.
October 11th. John Eric Coleman, who actually became an educator too.
Yeah.
His mother was our home ec teacher.
Okay.
I only had one home ec class, and that was in my senior year. She's the sweetest person.
Yeah.
She was one that always pushed us, and if she hadn't taken that picture on prom night, we would not have had a picture.
Oh,
My
wow.
husband and I.
Yeah.
My husband and I have been together 41
Yeah.
years
That's
since high school.
Yeah.
And then my mama.
Okay. For sure.
And my daddy.
Yeah.
Oh God, you know,
Yeah.
my daddy unfortunately
won't stop
passed away when he
Right.
was 39 years old.
Yeah.
Goodness.
He passed away in March of my senior year. I was about to graduate.
Wow.
I had just got my academic scholarship to Arkansas. He went to Fayetteville. He sometimes drove the bus.
Yeah.
He went to Fayetteville just to see the campus because he was telling everybody his baby was going to be a Razorback.
Yeah. Well, good for him.
And
Yeah.
he passed away.
Yeah.
On the bus trip, you all.
Oh,
He had
wow.
an aneurysm.
Wow.
So I was
Really?
18.
My mom's mom died from an aneurysm.
Well, my dad, we have so many
That's
connections.
what I'm like. Oh.
My dad died of an aneurysm in March of '85.
Wow.
And so I had to go to college.
Sure.
And though my mom would have my sister call, she wouldn't call me. Your mama wants you to come home. You're too far away. My mama had dropped me off on a Sunday and did not come back to Fayetteville till May 10th of 1989 when I graduated college.
Wow.
Oh,
She hated
wow.
Fayetteville
Yeah.
because that's where my dad died.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Oh,
So she never visited me.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Makes
always
sense.
came back home.
Yeah.
So I had to be able to help her take care. As a college student, I had 3
Right.
jobs.
Sure.
Take care
Yeah.
of and I could have had a 4.0.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I literally had 3 work study. I had a work
Yeah.
study job and 2 side jobs. Worked at Sears. We used to have a call center
I
for
worked
Sears,
all
y'all.
through
Oh,
Fort
yeah.
to Walmart.
Okay,
through
but anyway,
college.
I did that. I worked at the park, but I had to help take care of the other 4 siblings that were at home.
Sure. Yeah.
And I helped them. And now I help other people's kids. I have 2
Right.
biological children. My son passed at 16 at junior in high school in Mariana. And my daughter's 36, like Kelsey. I'm telling your age.
Say, you didn't have
She's
to
the
do
young
that.
But
one.
I've
She's the
adopted
baby.
a lot of
Oh
children.
yeah, we are.
I've
yeah.
had people come to me, my colleagues or people in the community, say, "I need your support with this kid."
Right. Yeah.
I've adopted so many kids.
Sure.
Now I have grandkids. It has been the most rewarding life.
Oh yeah. yeah.
It is
The
a
most
reward,
rewarding
yeah.
life.
Absolutely.
And so those
Yeah.
Rushmores will be Coach I, Miss Coleman, my mother, and my father.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
it was 4.
Okay. Kelsey.
This is really, really hard for me.
She's like,
I've
I
been
can't do
sitting over
4.
here
She's
kind
like,
of
I can't
think,
do 4.
and can my parents be one together?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, my parents, because they are
Right.
one together, but they definitely if anybody told me I can do anything,
Right.
it was my parents. And even, I go back to the education decisions that they made for all of us.
Sure.
I'm number 5 of 6 children, and my parents camped out to get us into a magnet school for
Oh wow.
all of us
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah.
it wasn't the lottery computerized system. You had
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
put up
See
a
that.
Down
tent,
there.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so for elementary school they did, and so and they also, my parents are open arms, open heart, open home
Yeah.
people,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so which helped me to understand the importance of meeting people where they are,
Right.
and I guess so I can combine them. You said okay,
You make the rules.
yeah,
right. Yeah.
I make these
We're
rules.
we're not real sticklers. Yeah.
I have a lot of teachers and administrators that I still have,
Yeah.
notes or
Right.
letters. I still go in and find my senior year, I was student of the year, and I still have the speeches that the
Right.
teachers wrote
Sure.
about me, and I'll
Right.
read them, and I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
like they thought that of me. If I had to name one of them, I guess I would name Carol Ann McAdams.
Right.
She also gave me a lot of leadership opportunities. I was student body president, and she was the sponsor there. But then I also student directed plays in high school, and so Carol Ann McAdams. Oh, and my mom and dad, their names are Marilyn and John Riley.
Oh. Okay.
You're like, Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
And then another, an educator who I mentioned her earlier, but Suzanne McCommon.
Yeah.
She was, I don't know that I always recognized it, but very influential in my development as an educator, especially things I still remember. I told her
Right.
the other day, you said to me, nobody can make you do anything.
Amen.
Because
Right.
I would say, well, they made me ask. And she
Exactly.
said, no, nobody can make you do anything, which
Right.
helps me to realize,
Right.
like, but then also advocacy for
Sure.
for
Yeah.
kids and for our region. And I guess the 4th person today, who I would say, well, I guess it's really the 5th person, but would be my baby brother. He helped me to understand how to find joy even in hardship.
Right. Yeah. That's
and
important.
Yes, and
Yeah.
so and I use him as a reflection often, because we all went to raised in the same household, same parents, same schools,
Right.
but his school experience was very different from mine. Mine
Right.
was very heavy academically, and he was not.
Right.
And seeing the difference in sometimes how teachers would interact or engage with him, because
Right.
and just then in life of knowing that, like, that he always told people, I love you. And so
Right.
knowing
Yeah.
that
Say
and
it.
feeling
Yeah.
that.
Sure.
And so
Absolutely.
that would be my 4 for today.
Yeah.
I think my
Right.
parents would always be on my Mount
Yeah.
Rushmore.
Exactly, always.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but and sorry to all my other teachers that I didn't.
No, I had some, but
I could
you
go
gave us
through
a
the
question,
list.
but it was so many.
Yeah, and that's why I
You
asked if I
know,
could
it was
have
so
many.
many.
my
Starting in
parents
first
Yeah.
grade. I mean, I think about
half
Miss
of both
Ruby
of their
Cole,
faces.
Yeah.
Miss Betty Sue Sanders,
Yeah.
2nd
Oh,
grade,
yeah.
3rd grade Miss Higgs, 4th
Yeah.
grade Miss Ursula Coleman,
Yeah.
5th grade Miss Sadie Gillespie.
Make a list.
Yeah.
I mean,
On
I'd
and
make
on
a
and
list.
on.
Oh,
They were
yeah.
all influential,
Yeah.
and they saw something in me,
Right.
which being a vociferous person, I was always really, really tiny. I'm not that tiny now, but I
what's
was
that
really, really
mean,
tiny with a
Candace?
big voice.
Well,
Vociferous.
you tell us.
No,
Loud spoken.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what it
see?
means.
I was gonna
they
guess
were like, oh, I thought you were
boisterous.
so quiet.
Boisterous
See,
is what I
that's-
would have. Yeah.
That's what I was gonna-
Vociferous,
yeah.
meaning loud spoken. I have a
Yeah.
loud
Like
voice. I have a
Patrick
big
Quattlebaum,
voice.
I call him the walking dictionary.
Yeah, Patrick is super smart.
He is, and he just
And
pulls
calm.
those words
He's so
out, and I'm
calm.
like, what? It's not even
We
mean.
shout out Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren and I sometimes
Shout out
somebody
to
will say
Q
something,
and the
we're like,
Q and the
PW.
PW.
he's looking at me like, what's that mean? I'm like, I don't know. He's
Hey,
like,
hey, we're like, Google it.
we're like,
So-
Google.
But that was one
yeah.
of the things that my fourth grade teacher did. Now it may not make sense to you all, but our do nows were get your dictionary out,
Yep.
get these 5 words on the board,
Yeah.
look them up,
Yeah.
and then turn your paper in. That was our do now.
Yeah.
But guess what? You learn vocabulary. Now some people would say, now that's not good teaching. It wasn't teaching, it was our learning.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
learned
it
new
was just
vocabulary
like-
every single day in
incredible life
fourth
It was
grade.
keeping you
Yeah.
quiet while they
Yeah.
took attendance.
And
Yeah.
when I became principal, we had a word of the day every day.
Yeah.
But I had fun
Yeah.
stuff with it
Sure.
every day. But we did a word of the day every day.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
awesome.
so speaking of fun, let's get to the story. You probably have a little time to
Uh-oh.
jog
No,
all
because
around.
the Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
was
yeah,
in
yeah,
my-
Yeah, that was like big.
They're like,
So-
wait a minute, we
so-
forgot about the embarrassing, the funny
Yeah, but
stories.
you've had to have some type of embarrassing moment or
So
funny story.
many.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so many.
Okay, well, I'll think about
Yeah,
this
that's
one, and
my
I have to
whole
give Frank
life.
shout out to Franklin, which I hadn't seen Franklin I hadn't seen since he was 6th grade. But I saw him in the grocery store about a year ago. He's in my daughter's class, so I
Okay,
got to teach
yeah.
my daughter in 6th grade. She wasn't in
Yeah.
that particular class that day. She was down the hall in another teacher's room. So I'm talking, and my kids acted like me, loud,
yeah.
fun. We always had a
yeah.
lot of fun
Yeah.
learning. But anyway, one day we were talking about something, and Franklin was the class clown.
Yeah.
Franklin was always the class clown. And so I always had him in the front, very front row of this class, every class, because I taught science, social studies, math, and language arts in 6th grade. And so Franklin's really trying to get my attention. I'm ignoring him.
Yeah.
I am ignoring Franklin because I know he's going to say something crazy. So I think I had like 27 kids in class, 28. So I go, okay, Franklin, how can I help you? He goes, Miss Murdock, did you know you have a mustache?
Oh, no.
No.
So
Did you let him
all
know,
the
yes, I
kids
looked
go,
in the mirror this morning?
ooh,
Yeah.
you know, like that. I know you didn't, you know. And I go, no, I
cracking
didn't,
up.
Franklin, but thank you for pointing that out. And I told Franklin, and guess what Franklin does now for a living?
What's that?
He's a barber.
I
Oh,
was
that's
gonna say,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I told him thank you.
Yeah.
He was
Next
like, I'm
guess
so
was an
embarrassed. Now, he's
esthetician.
36, 35 at the time. He said, I'm so embarrassed. I said, but when I think about it,
Yeah.
I did have a mustache.
He was just letting
That was
you
before I
know.
started
Yeah.
waxing.
Hey, he had an
So
eye
it
for
caused
it.
me to go,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
in that way.
Yeah,
But
you
that
know.
was
You
like,
should have been going home
I
saying,
started laughing
"Excuse
after the
me,
fact because
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I know he's
Yeah.
trying to be funny.
Why didn't
Oh, yeah.
anybody
it
at
was
home
nobody.
let you know?
It's just like the people at church never tell you when something's in your nose.
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's like, really, y'all let me
Yeah.
walk around shaking
Yeah.
hands all
That's what I'm
after
saying.
worship?
Be the person that
Yeah.
tells.
He was
you know?
just, he,
He
wasn't
was
trying to be funny.
honest.
He
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
letting you
Yeah.
know. Well,
But
he
he's a
was
barber
trying
now,
to be
so
funny.
he can
but
cut it. Yeah, he was trying to be funny, but
But
it was
he
funny.
helped you out.
Yeah.
He helped me
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have that problem in an office full of women. They'll set me straight in a minute. Like, and
That's
then
true.
they say things like, "I really like your outfit." And
Yeah,
I'm like,
that means they don't like your
yeah,
outfit.
dudes don't. No, I say dudes don't wear outfits. Number one. Number two,
Exactly.
there was no thought process
Your
in this.
suit.
So
Yeah.
exactly.
Your
So,
outfit, yeah.
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 So what about you? You had to have
Whew.
something.
Oh, I had plenty.
Yeah, we had, you taught high school, you had
Yeah.
plenty.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
could
which
tell you
which
some
one can I
stories.
tell? Which one can I
I'm trying to
tell?
think of what is the the funniest. It may not be funny to everybody though. That's
That's
the
all right.
problem.
That's okay. Yeah.
So my first year of teaching,
Yeah.
it was Operation Delta Blues here in Helena.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I remember
It was
that.
a very large drug bust.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
that was in October of my
Yeah.
very first year of teaching.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know I didn't know, but I mean we're talking police officers overnight
Everything. We-
busting in
we heard
people's
about it where
houses,
we were, so.
helicopters, all of that.
Yeah.
So you know everybody's talking about it the next day.
Uh-huh.
And my ninth graders, they were
Ninth graders.
yes,
Yeah.
they just had their 10-year high school reunion. And one of my students, Courtney Williams, who has since passed, but Courtney stood up. He kept on saying, "Can I make an announcement? Can I make an announcement?" I'm like, "No, Courtney, we aren't making." But it's really important. I need to make an announcement, Miss Riley. And I said, "Okay, you can make an announcement real quick, y'all. The homeless man at the gas station, he's FBI." And that was it.
And was he really?
I have no idea to this day, but I was like, Courtney, that was not a really important announcement.
Well, in
But
their world, it
yes,
was.
it
Yeah.
was. I mean,
At
because
the
he's
time.
talking about, and I always say, they always tell me my car is a fishbowl because it's not, my windows aren't tinted. But I'm
Mine
like, well,
too.
yeah. I said, but it might be a good thing because sometimes when I'm going through a neighborhood that, I'm not familiar with, I don't need anybody thinking that white woman rolling down the streets
Wants
is
some
a
meth.
fed.
That's
Yeah,
right.
no,
Exactly.
fuck
Yeah.
So-
You don't want to be the
She
homeless
looking
guy
for
at the gas station.
No,
That's
and
right.
I
That's
still,
right.
and so I'm like,
too
okay,
bad.
Courtney,
Yeah.
thank you for sharing. Take a seat. And in my head, I'm like, well, I still,
Yeah.
is he?
Maybe he was.
Yeah.
So every time you see a homeless person in front of the gas station, you're like,
Yeah.
Well,
Could
well,
be
'cause we don't,
FBI.
you just don't
Exactly.
really have panhandlers around
Sure.
here.
right.
We
Right.
have you
Yeah.
have homeless people, but
Yeah.
they don't panhandle.
Yeah.
Right.
They're homeless living in an abandoned house or
right,
living
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everybody knows them, so they just
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah,
So
they just
I mean,
exist.
he
So
was
what
probably
was-
right.
what
We're
was
all
the
gonna be thinking
class's
that now.
reaction? What was the class's
Just-
reaction?
I
I'm sure
mean,
they
they
just
all were like,
started
"No,
laughing.
you serious?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
so and so.
Yeah.
I'm telling so and so, and so,
Yeah.
and it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's also it's the Jordans, and so
Yeah.
it's where
Yeah.
the Hunt Brothers Pizza,
Right,
Hunter
right.
Brothers
Yeah.
Pizza, or
Yeah.
whatever it
Gotcha.
is.
Hans Pizza,
Yeah.
the best.
Oh,
and
yeah, it's
so,
so good.
everybody goes there. It's right next to the donut shop.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but that homeless man doesn't live there anymore.
Yeah.
And I think he was gone after the drug
I
bust.
started
Oh, yeah.
saying,
Oh, yeah.
He either got
was
reassigned.
evidence.
He got reassigned one way or another.
Evidence.
That's right. That's right. Okay, last hard hitting question, then we'll get out of here. So if we hop in your car, turn on the radio, what's on your playlist?
Oh, y'all. I got a lot. Kirk Franklin mainly.
Yeah,
Gospel,
yeah.
upbeat contemporary
Yeah.
gospel music.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I really listen
Yeah.
to because I'm going down a.
Mhm.
And
That's
people
right.
think I'm
Yeah.
listening to heavy
Yeah.
metal or something. I'm listening to
Yeah.
gospel
Yeah.
music.
You know
That's
that-
my fam. I'm from a
Yeah.
gospel singing family,
Yeah.
so and I sing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Well,
I gotta have
yeah.
some motivation
Believe it or
every
not.
single day. And
do
when I
not
started out
sing.
my annual staff meetings every year when I was superintendent, people would come to me and say, "I just
Yeah.
love." I always had a theme song.
Yeah.
Always had a theme
Yeah.
song for the year.
Yeah.
To
Well,
keep
difference
people
between me
pumped
and
up.
you probably, I did the same thing with music because of radio and all that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a
She
big
can
believer in
sing.
music. Well,
You can't.
well, for sure. Hey,
Let's just
hey,
throw that out
pot,
there.
kettle, you know what I'm saying?
I can sing
yeah.
better than you.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little
so,
bit better.
So, but yeah, a little difference. I'm sure you
I
got
was
more
in the
rhythm
church
than I
choir.
have. That kind
A
of
little
stuff.
bit, little
Yeah,
bit more.
So, yeah.
That's how you
yeah.
got to go on the mission trip.
You know, that's one of my favorite. Back in COVID, that NPR did that small desk concert, but Kurt's was the best. If you hadn't seen,
Tiny
look at
desk.
it. Yeah, tiny
Tiny
desk.
desk.
That's
Tiny
it.
desk.
Go up and go look his up. I mean, he did it from his apartment or a apartment. But
Okay.
man, they slayed that.
NPR?
It was awesome. Yeah.
Do we still have NPR now with
Yeah.
films?
Well,
But
it's-
FCC
For
and
now.
stuff going
Hey,
on.
For now.
This is on YouTube.
she's
They
getting
documented
dangerous.
that
She is
way. So what
dangerous.
about you? What are you listening to?
We have a family playlist. My siblings and I.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So this particular, we have multiple, but GCR is this playlist, and right now it's probably heavy on. Probably Forrest Frank is on there the
Never heard
most.
of him.
I don't know
So
Forrest Frank. What's
he's a contemporary Christian music.
Okay.
Yeah. So we like both like
Yeah,
Christians.
yeah.
yeah.
It has a little
Puts
bit
you
of
in a good
Maverick
mood.
City music in there
Yeah.
I
too.
love
Gotcha.
Maverick City,
So-
Kirk Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I need something that lifts me up. But then
Yeah.
I also
Yes.
then I go back to my that's in the morning time. But sometimes in the afternoon, if it's a nice day out, you're gonna hear my early 2000s country
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
playing.
99,
there.
2000. I may do some hip hop
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, and it's so
yeah.
funny
Some
that
little Boosie in
I
there.
mean,
Yeah, exactly.
because
I
That's
throw
the
that
other
around
thing the
there a little
students
bit.
you say, Little Boosie.
Yes, I do.
do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but that was impressive
Yeah.
though. Two kids that, especially in
I
middle
do.
school.
Yeah.
yeah.
That brings me to another point. But the kids in middle, you had to be in the know.
Right. Oh, yeah.
One day, my kids in 4th grade were just, I don't know what kind of day that was. We had to preach every day. Everybody, all my colleagues, we had to pull them out of class in the hallway every day to preach to them. But one day I said, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here, up in here. That was like, my teacher is the best teacher.
Yeah.
My daughter was in 4th grade down the hall. She goes, Mom, I wish I could be in your class. We don't do anything fun. So, anyway.
That's hilarious. It makes me think about when my first year as principal, a kid changed his password to Big Papa to log into the Chromebook.
I like it when you call me Big
Papa.
Papa.
So he's a super tall kid, basketball player or whatever. And I don't know, 6th, 7th grade. Anyway, the tech coordinator wasn't Michael, but he probably wouldn't have cared. He'd laugh. But our tech coordinator was like, you cannot change the passwords, like, going ballistic. I'm like, okay. So I get the kid in there. I'm like, you can't change the password. I'm not going to write you up this time. Change it back. Let's get it. It takes a lot of work to change it back. So he's like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So the next morning, I always shook hands in the morning when the kids got off the bus out of the cars, and he got off the bus. I said, they love it when they call me Big Papa. And he died laughing. And so
that's the connection.
Till he was till high school, it was like, I was like, what's up, Big Papa?
Well, and obviously, I mean, that's a big conversation around our office because, like I said, with radio, I believe in the power of music, no doubt about it.
Definitely.
And any given moment, you can walk in our office, and when I say I'm blasting, and they're like, "Hey, we've got visitors." I'm like, "I don't care if they don't like my music.
Exactly,
they can go out." But we're also sharing songs, like I'm big into the black gospel scene. I mean, I love Kirk Franklin. I mean, and my business manager, we're always feeding each other different kinds of stuff, and so it's really, again, music is just it can change lots of things.
Definitely.
So.
What you made me think, because she's also on my playlist.
Tasha Cobbs?
No.
Tamla Mann.
You'll think of it.
CeCe.
CeCe
Winans.
CeCe Winans. I can't believe I just forgot her name.
gives
I
me
love
chills.
CeCe. Me too. I love
She
CeCe
actually
Winans.
was here about a year ago, and I had free tickets to go to the concert, but it was a conflict.
You
But
could have passed those
At
along.
EACC, I didn't know. I passed them along to Mary Hayden.
Oh, okay. That's okay. I'm okay with
That's what's
that.
weird about EACC. They get some pretty good
Oh,
names
yeah,
through
Commodores,
there.
OJs, different people.
Yeah,
at
they get
different
them in
times.
there. Well, this has been a blast. We appreciate
This
y'all
has been.
giving us an opportunity to come
Awesome.
down. And you guys are like us, Candace and I. We don't have any fun at work. I mean,
None.
hey, that's the first thing on our job
Who likes to
description.
have fun?
If you can't have
The
fun.
only reason why we don't have as much fun during the day is because she's up on the hill and I'm down the hill. And so, but we find times because somebody made
He
the
said
comment
that
yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
This
Yeah.
guy we just
Y'all
met.
don't get along at all. It's your job.
Well, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Well,
You got to have fun.
You better.
Absolutely.
Laughter is so
Great.
important.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
it is.
gosh.
We have a lot of work, but we find time
yeah.
That's
to
the
work
thing,
through it
you
and
know,
have fun through
you
it.
take your job super serious, but don't
Yeah.
take yourself
Yeah.
serious because nobody else does.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nobody
that's
else
right.
does.
Especially
That's right.
Candace, right?
Yeah.
Can I get an amen? Amen.
No.
See, that's
They're
what I'm
not-
saying.
He's his
Yeah.
own
Katie's
amen
over there
choir.
eating chips. She's
Yeah.
not amen.
He's a
Yeah.
smart man.
Yeah, he's his own amen
Oh,
choir.
yeah,
Just
that's
change your
exactly-
voice a little.
That's right, exactly. Well, thank you all very much.
No, thank
It's
you
been-
all. We
been a lot of
appreciate
fun.
it. It's
We've
been
enjoyed it. It's been
Yeah,
awesome.
and the coolest thing about this, we talk about it, is really and truly is getting to get out and seeing the
See
different parts of the state.
Yeah.
And
And seeing what everybody's
yeah.
doing and you got going.
well, I laugh because a couple of them in the beginning, they're like, well, we don't know if we're going to do a podcast. But after that, I thought, hey, I had a couple
That's the going
superintendents
thing now.
watch the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking the other day. This is like year 4 for us, I think. And I look back to the very first one we did. It was so rudimentary just to kind of kick things off. And Candace was like, yeah. But, I mean, she's really gotten to the point where she's
now
opened
singing
up.
that
Yeah.
love
Like
it when they call
me.
me Big Papa.
That's right.
I
This is
have
the
to.
fun
I
stuff.
have
Yeah.
to do this.
Yeah.
I have to sit at the
Yeah.
table.
This is
with
one
y'all.
thing of letting everybody know their importance.
Listen.
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
Feeling important and motivating.
And that was the sole purpose for this is the spilling the tea was really kind of kicking at our kids a little bit because we know it's outdated, so what? But it was teachers, educators, and administrators, right?
Yeah.
But
I
then
love
now we've
that.
kind of turned it around: teachers, educators, and anybody.
And
because
anybody, yeah.
if they're
Nice.
touching lives life they're touching education, but the biggest thing for this is really to highlight the great things going on.
Yeah.
Y'all
Oh, yeah.
got great
There are
things
some
going on.
great
Yeah,
everybody
you
knows
do.
that. All
Yeah.
across the state, we're blessed, and
We
I
are
think
and
sometimes
highly favored.
and highly
Yes.
favored. And I think
And that's
we-
where the
yeah.
Grand Rising
That's
Yes,
right.
comes in.
Yes,
exactly.
yes, yes.
Love it.
Yeah. So with Grand Rising so what's the opposite end of that when folks are saying goodbye? What do you got there?
See you later.
See you later.
See, you
See
never
you
say
later,
bye.
alligator.
That's right.
After a
Wild
while,
crocodile.
crocodile,
Yeah.
real soon, baboon.
You know what's funny? We have a
Catch you on the flip
vendor.
side.
We have a vendor. We talk to him,
Michael's
and
cracking
never
me up.
once at the end of a phone call does he say bye. He's like, "Talk to you," or
Yeah, talk to you
whatever,
later,
you know,
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all again, and that's
Thank you
going.
so
Y'all
much,
are awesome.
Darren.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
so much,
yeah.
Candace.
Thank you guys
Welcome
so
to Great
much.
Rivers.
Yeah, thank you. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of Spilling the Tea and Studio D.